Joining us now is DNC Chair Jaime Harrison. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. We understand the DNC will formally kick off the nomination process tomorrow to replace President Biden on the ticket. Since VP Harris has access to Joe Biden's campaign staff, his campaign money, other interested candidates would have to start from square one. In your view, has this process been fair to all interested candidates?
Listen, this is a fair process, and we are kicking it off tomorrow with the Rules Committee. And when the Rules Committee puts out its votes, we will get an opportunity then to have candidates, all candidates, start off trying to get their 300 signatures in order to get on the ballot. And then once that process is done, then we'll move to a vote. And so in the end of the day, we have to understand that the VP was a part of the Biden-Harris team. She was on the ballot in many of our states. I remember her going to South Carolina, turning in the signature verification in order to get on the ballot as in the first first primary in the nation. And so she has that apparatus, but she also has the experience.
What do you say to voters who feel that they don't have a voice in this process as it's playing out right now?
Well, voters do have a voice, and they had a voice throughout the process, throughout our primaries. And as a result of what happened in those primaries, we were able to get delegates that were elected from the states. And those delegates are representative of the people in the states that went to the polls over the course of the last few months. And now, part of our process is to make sure that the delegates that represent those states get an opportunity to vote for the next nominee of the Democratic Party.
Many argue it's only because of the first debate President Biden decided to step aside. What do you say to accusations that the DNC provided cover for Biden during the primaries when there were at least two Democratic candidates also running and looking to debate President Biden?
Well, listen, neither party in the history in recent history have ever held primary debates when you had an incumbent from the party. It's just unprecedented. Never happened, and I don't foresee it ever happening. And so President Biden has been a good president. He's been a transformative president. He's gotten so much done. It's amazing the hand-wringing that we hear from folks when just a few months ago in the State of the Union, they were praising this president for one of the best State of the Union speeches that we've heard in recent history. This man has accomplished more than probably any other president that we have had in recent history. And so there's much to be proud of. We continue to be proud of President Biden and all that he has done and all that he's accomplished. And we are a grateful nation because of it.
I get your point that there's never been a debate with an incumbent president. I'm curious, though, based on a conversation that we had last night with Senator Bernie Sanders. He told us that a debate between the candidates is a positive idea. We know at least Marianne Williamson is running at this point. Is there any consideration at all to holding debates before the Democratic convention?
Well, we don't even have, we're in this process now. We're not sure there will be anybody other than the vice president who will get through the threshold of 300 signatures from delegates. And so, listen, we will see what happens in this process. There's time and room in there for all of these things. But at this point, it's a lot of hypotheticals and a lot of conjecture.
Mr. Harrison, as you well know, a number of people have been Monday morning quarterbacking and giving their qualms with the party for a while. Age was long an issue with regard to Joe Biden. I'm wondering if you have any regrets, if you could look back and say this could have been done, maybe Joe should have stepped aside earlier. Is there any one thing that you perhaps keeps you up at night that you think we need to do that better next time around?
Well, the thing that I know, with age comes wisdom sometimes, particularly in the case of Joe Biden. This is the most accomplished president in my lifetime. Yet stack up his list of legislative accomplishments. Right now in this country, folks who need insulin are paying $35 a month. Right now in this country, those who were saddled 4 years ago with hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt and student loans no longer have it. Right now in this country, we're ripping out lead pipes, putting in broadband internet because Joe Biden led the effort to put the largest investment in our nation's infrastructure together. Joe Biden has been one heck of a president. I am so proud of him, and I think most Americans are proud of the work that he has done on their behalf.
And let me just circle back on that one time, because you're the leader of the Democratic Party, right? And so I'm just wondering if you have any regrets, if you could do things differently, how you might have. This process has gotten very twisty.
What would I regret? Regret standing up for the most accomplished president that we've had in this party? A regret of making sure that we stood with him because he stood with us? There's nothing to regret. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. There's only things to stand up and applaud Joe Biden for all that he's done for this nation.
DNC Chair Jaime Harrison, we thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.